Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
We begin tonight with new information as numerous stories are swirling about what happened during an intense clash between law enforcement and protesters of the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Several law enforcement agencies are currently investigating the area of the Backwater Bridge, which is south of Mandan, where there have been reports of an explosion early yesterday morning. Police who were there on the scene say 2 males and a female were using a barricade to hide what they were doing under and around a burned vehicle on the north side of that bridge. Law enforcement repeatedly ordered them to come out from the barricade. They even used bean bags and sponge rounds to try and get them out. Police report that they noticed one of the individuals rolling multiple silver cylinder objects toward the burning car. They say that's when the explosion happened and several protesters pulled a woman from under the burned car and ran away. Now, these pictures were released to us this afternoon. Authorities saying that these are the weapons that were found after the reported explosion. They include small propane tanks rigged as improvised explosive devices and various slingshots and rocks. Officers believe the weapons found are related to the reported explosion, but do not know about a vigil held in Minneapolis for a protester who was injured by the explosion.
The father of 21-year-old Sophia Wolanski of New York says she was hit in the arm with a concussion grenade and that the impact blew her arm apart. She was airlifted to the Hennepin County Medical Center in Minneapolis. He claims the explosion from this grenade sent shrapnel flying and blew the bone and arteries from his daughter's arm.
It's unbelievable that governments are violently attacking citizens who are there peacefully in an attempt not to control the protest, not to save property, but to intentionally damage people, to hurt people on purpose so that other people won't come.
Wolanski says the doctors told him that as many as 20 surgeries might be required if she has any hope of keeping her arm and hand.
Let people be aware of an outstanding balance that they have before it builds to such a huge amount.
The daughter of a 93-year-old Moorhead woman is warning others and hoping the city will change its way that they handle special assessment deferments after her mother was left with a $1,900 bill from 1992.
Investigative reporter Ashley Bishop finds out why the city doesn't remind homeowners about their deferments.
She's always paid her bills. She has no problem paying them, but you have to know that they exist.
Marcia Smith says she helps take care of her 93-year-old mother. She says she was shocked when she discovered a nearly $1,900 bill from a special assessment her father deferred in 1992.
My mother knew nothing about it, and my father took care of all the bills, but he passed away in 2004.
Minnesota law allows senior citizens and people with disabilities to defer special assessments on their homes, but the interest still accrues.
Is there not some way in this computer age that you can just push a button and let someone know that they have an outstanding balance?
The City of Moorhead Financial Director Wanda Wagner did not want to appear on camera, but says they do not send out reminder statements about deferments because the property owner initiates them.
It is important to keep good files, but all the way back to 1992, that's pretty hard.
We asked Wagner if the city could send out yearly outstanding balance statements. Wagner said it's something they manually would have to do, and this circumstance is unusual. She adds the city typically has less than 10 people that defer them. Smith says the statement would have been a good reminder for her father.
And probably just skipped his mind.
And you think if he would have had that reminder, he probably would have paid it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Knowing what it was going to build into, it would have been paid.
In Moorhead, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Moorhead homeowners don't have to pay the special assessment bill up front. It can be added to the property tax statement, but interest would be added each year. There is no North Dakota law about senior citizen special assessment deferments, but the city of Fargo does offer income-based assistance for seniors. You can learn more on our website, valleynewslive.com. The rain today helped get rid of the snow, but you'll need to be careful on roads and sidewalks. They will be slick tonight. Robert Hahn joins us with a first look at the forecast. Robert?
Yeah, temperatures dropping down to close to the freezing point in many areas and below the freezing mark in some areas. And we will see some slick spots on top of the ones we're already seeing on those sidewalks, parking lots, driveways, and some roadways as we head through the evening as temperatures continue to slowly drop on off. Right now, mostly into the low and mid 30s. Winds making it feel a touch colder. Wind chills in the 20s in most locations with winds out of the south and southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. A lot of cloud cover out there and more clouds building to our southwest, and we may see another stripe of snow make its way on through the area from northern Minnesota through southeastern North Dakota. That may drop a half an inch to an inch of snow over parts of the region. Winter weather advisory continues for our Minnesota counties for about the next hour or so, but we'll continue to see slick spots beyond that time period, so take care as you head out and about later on this evening. And if you are headed out and about to the Holiday Lights Parade, it will be cold. You want to bundle up. Temperatures in the low 30s and wind chills into the 20s, breezy flurries, some fog, some mist, and 100% chance of candy. Can't beat that.
That's right. Thank you, Robert. No, you can't beat it, even if it's cold. And Robert mentioned 'tis the season for the Holiday Lights Parade. It's one of the most enjoyable nights for kids and adults in the FM area.
Our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson, who already helped light the Christmas tree in downtown Moorhead, is getting ready for the parade. Let's go to Hutch for the fun is about to begin, right, Hutch?
Mike, Andy, I can tell you, we're feeling in the holiday spirit now. The Holiday Lights Parade getting started. Look at all these lights. I mean, they go way back out there. I found a group of festive folks, and I got to tell you, when they're handing out candy and food, I always stop. Well, what do you got in the box?
Cookies.
Let me test this, make sure it's good to hand out. Oh, that's a brilliant cookie. And hot cocoa?
Hot chocolate.
Well, you can't go wrong like this. Now, Valley News Live, we're going to be out there. And how about kids? I got a question for you. Who's ready for the parade?
Yay!
Is it too cold out here to be outside?
No!
All right, and are you going to walk in the parade or are you going to watch the parade?
Watch!
All right, well, we are all set to have a great time. We're just missing you. Get outside, Moorhead into Fargo. We're getting started 6:30. Until then, I'm going to put away some hot cocoa and cookies. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. And as Robert referred to, the parade starts in Moorhead. It heads west on Center and NP Avenues before turning north on Broadway. Members of the Valley News team will be handing out treats and will be joining in on the fun. The parade starts in about 23 and a half minutes.
Authorities are trying to get the word out about a 16-year-old who is reported missing from the Detroit Lakes area. Trinity Ann Moore was last seen leaving work at the Country Kitchen on Highway 10 on November 13th. She was last seen wearing black leggings, a black Country Kitchen t-shirt, a pink Aeropostale zip-up hooded sweater, and black tennis shoes. She is 5 feet tall, weighs 120 pounds, has hazel eyes, and wears glasses. If you see Trinity or know anything about her whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Becker County Sheriff's Office at 218-847-2661.
City and state leaders were smiling today as they took part in the dedication of Fargo's flood wall. The wall protects against flooding up to 35 and takes away the need for temporary clay levees along 2nd Street. Today also marked the opening of the First Avenue Bridge into Fargo, as well as 2nd Street North. U.S. Senator John Hoeven says this is just the first step toward comprehensive flood protection for the whole region.
It will reduce the need to stage water upstream, so it helps address upstream concerns. And again, that's the approach we have to take. Comprehensive flood protection, permanent flood protection for the whole region that benefits everybody.
The $40 million project was paid for using federal, state, and local funding.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, finding the right child care is a challenge, and so is finding child care that parents can afford. Up next, where there's help.
We'll continue to see cloudy skies, some chilly temperatures, and a chance for some freezing drizzle, fog, mist, flurries as we head through the evening hours. Your forecast details, including a look at the Thanksgiving Day forecast, coming up right after this.